Everybody. It is Jellyroll Friday. Yes, you guessed it. I am back for more. Oh my God. Now it's having trouble streaming to Rumble. Okay, whatever. That's fine. We're just we're gonna roll with it. We're on where X and on YouTube apparently. So we'll just roll with it. What's going on? Jelly Roll Friday. For anybody who has seen me for a while, you know, Jelly Roll Friday is just kind of a mashup of the happenings of the day, the news, the blues, the ups, the downs, the ins, the outs, the whatever the heck we feel like talking about. And yes, you are going to hear us talk about the wonderful things that our president is doing on our behalf. And you damn right, I'm going to talk about it because I have literally just not had a president in my lifetime who has worked on my behalf like the current president, the real one. So, other things we'll talk about as that goes along. But the weird thing is, X, it doesn't allow comments. It's so stupid. I see something over there, but how do I get to that? What's up, Sherry? Okay, so it lets you comment, but it tells me that I can't comment. That is something else. As long as you guys can comment, I'm chilling. I'm good. I'm good because I want to interact with you guys. So post up. Don't be shy. Post up. How are you today, Miss Sherry? What's up, everybody? Um, dang it. We would like content creators would have to do this like constantly because there's just so much news constantly. We are it just in such a time of the golden age, I guess. Oh yeah, the No Brains rally is tomorrow. Hashtag No Brains rally. Go ahead, post that up. Um, make it go viral. I've been posting that all day. Hashtag No Brains rally because you literally have to have no brains to attend a No Kings rally. Who said that today? I cannot remember who said that, but God, who was it who posted? If you are attending a No Kings rally, you don't have a king. So I found that pretty interesting. But we do have a king. Jesus Christ is king. They ain't gotta like it. And of course, a bunch of devil worshiping communists would be out saying, "No king there," because they don't acknowledge or recognize the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. But we don't care because they're all stupid. And I'm honestly really ashamed that a lot of them are American citizens. Man, um, George Soros must be spending his entire rest of his fortune to have all these absolute morons out on the street marching about absolutely nothing. Nobody even knows what they're marching for, including them. So, good luck to you all. And I don't believe in luck. So, there's that. Crazy town. We got a lot to talk about today. And, man, I am just, oh my God. Why don't we get to the good stuff first? Because that's the title of this Jelly Roll Friday broadcast. And President Trump, one of the questions that he took today, because he allowed a press avail in the, I believe it was the Oval. Well, no, they weren't in the Oval Office. Volodymyr Zelensky. Let's just talk about the little fat bastard first. Volodymyr Zelensky, the supposed president of Ukraine, came over. Let's find him. Why not? he came over with his little suit on, because usually he is in a warm-up suit. We know that he has come several times over to this country, and I mean everywhere else, and he shows up in one of them little Adidas warm-up suits, uh, looking like Run DMC from 30 years ago. My Adidas. Oh God, so funny. Let me find this, because he just came over, probably expecting, as I mentioned last night on the broadcast, he expected, hey, Abby, what's up? Welcome, girl, welcome. He came over here expecting the Middle East. Yeah. And they were used by our mighty and powerful military against, wasn't that Hamas? Was that Hamas? Y'all post up. I think that was Hamas, one of the first big strikes. And I'm sure that's probably when the peace talks really started to ramp up, because they did not want that happening anymore. But these Tomahawk missiles are better than bunker busters, from what I'm told. I wish they had them in the motor pool so I could see. Because those would be very exciting to be able to witness. But anyway, the little fat bastard was in how long is this video? Here, I'll click on this one, and I'll let the commercial. Let's see. How long is this video? It's 17 minutes, but I'll try to skip through. But basically, he came in his little black suit, expecting to get his fat little fingers on Tomahawk missiles, probably to go turn around and sell them on the black market, and maybe keep a couple of them for himself for his own amusement, to play war when he's out by himself after snorting a couple of 3 lines. Yeah, what's up, Waking Pleb? How you doing, my friend? What's up, girl? So he is sitting there. I'm like, oh, he's got his little funeral suit on this time. You see his suit, his tie, his shoes, everything, his soul, all black. He came in all black. That's funeral attire. He dressed like he was going to a funeral. Let's see. I want to see what he says. I'm going to skip through it just a little bit. Our president is speaking, but I want to hear what the little fat bastard has to say about why he wants Tomahawk missiles and why it's a good idea for our president and for us to just hand him over Tomahawk missiles, supposedly as defense against Russian aggression. How are you going to do that when President Trump just got off the phone with President Putin of Russia yesterday before your little fat ass arrived? And he also must have spoken to Viktor Orban, because Viktor Orban posted on X about peace deals. So why would that be? Why would you need Tomahawk missiles when President Trump is brokering peace deals? He is sick of the fighting. He is sick of the wars. Have you ever noticed? I'm going to just talk about this for a second. Have you ever noticed when President Trump is giving a speech, much credit to him, he knows the exact number. And I mean, he says it extemporaneously. It's not like he's reading off a teleprompter. He knows the exact number of casualties, and he'll say 11,672. I mean, he knows the exact number. What he doesn't just spew off millions and billions. When he speaks, he knows the exact number of casualties that he is referring to. And I find it very personable that he takes the time to study these issues and to talk about these issues and to be as accurate as possible. The thing people need to understand about Donald Trump, and it's always been, he doesn't just say things just to say them. When he says it, he means it, and he already has a plan that has either already been executed, and he's just telling you on the post execution, or it's getting ready to be implemented in a very short amount of time. But anyway, let's look at the little fat bastard, because that's what I'm just going to call him, because he is, with his little warm-up suits on. And he thinks he's president somehow, which he isn't, because he's a dictator. But hold on, let's look at the little cheeky boy.
Thank you, President.
Pleasure. Glad to meet you again, Mr. President. Thank you very much for the invitation. Again, my congratulations with your successful ceasefire in the Middle East.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you did it. And I think this is the momentum to finish Russia's war against Ukraine. I think that, yes, we understand that Putin is not ready. I think not ready, but I think that I'm confident that with your help, we can stop this war. And we really need it. We see that they don't have successful steps on the battlefield, and it's good. I think that their army is weak now, but a lot of losses. They have a lot of losses, and in economy and people. And I think this is a very important moment. And I wanted to thank you, Mr. President, after our phone calls. Yesterday, I had a good opportunity to meet with the big American energy companies, and they're ready to help us. Yes, after all these attacks on our infrastructure, Russian attacks, and etc. And I had also meetings, thanks to your team. We had meetings with a good military companies. We spoke about air defense, and I want to share it after with details where we are. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Marissa!
And I think he looks beautiful in his jacket.
Hi, Marissa!
I hope people notice.
I love you!
It's actually very stylish. I like it. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Under the Biden administration, the White House was fearing all the possible
sorry.
They were not allowing the Ukrainians to strike into Russia, fearing of this escalation.
Yeah.
Would your administration allow Ukrainians to strike deep into Russia?
We're going to be talking about that. That's something we'll be talking about. You're right. It's an escalation, but we'll be talking about that.
Mr. President, Mr. President Zelensky joined you in Hungary to meet President Putin.
Because it's a leader that we like.
Girl, you the bomb.com,
Orban.
my sister.
He likes him, I like him. It's a country that's a safe country, done a very good job. He's been a very good leader in the sense of running his country. He doesn't have a lot of the problems that other countries have. And so we've decided that we'll be going to be with Viktor Orban, and he will,
See?
I think,
Viktor Orban.
be a very good host.
President Trump, President Trump, President Trump.
What up, King? The King in the house.
Yeah,
What
we're
up,
doing Hungary,
King?
yeah.
He said, King said, I'm over him. I'm over that little fat bastard,
To be
too.
determined, but I
Always
would say
coming over
most
here trying to
likely it's
steal
going
our
to
damn
be,
money.
A double meeting. It'll be a double meeting, but we will have the president, Zelensky, in touch.
Pajamas.
There's a lot of bad blood
Marissa,
with
you
the
crazy.
two presidents, and
so
I'm not speaking out of turn when
I
I
know.
say it. It's a very difficult situation. You know, we just settled the war, and after thousands of years, I guess.
Yeah.
People say anywhere from 500 to 3,000 years, and I was in rooms, as you saw, because you were with me. A lot of you were with me last week with.
Hold on. Look, y'all get the gist. So I wanted to just have you see a little bit of the meeting, so you could hear what this dude is saying about, why it's absolutely necessary that we supply him with Tomahawk missiles. Uh, First of all, bro, who's supposed to pay for it? Who's supposed to pay for the? Hold on. Let me. Hold on. So these Tomahawk missiles are between 1.3 million to $2.5 million each, according to the pricer. So we're talking like 2.5, let's just say $2.5 million a piece. And you want to just, because Negro, we ain't giving away no more damn nothing. We are not giving away any more equipment. We are not giving away thank you, Abby. He always coming with his damn hands stuck out. We ain't giving you. This is not Joe Biden. I don't know if you noticed, but ain't nobody at that table sleep, okay? Or pretty much got their 1 foot in the grave. President Trump is very much awake. He is very much alive. And he is not going to just start handing you shit. See, it's already been decided, basically, post meeting. President Trump is like, bro, no, I'm not giving you Tomahawk missiles. And y'all don't have none in Ukraine. Russia don't have them. China don't have them. So, no, you ain't getting them. You're not going to be aggressive when I am brokering peace deals. And don't say that he can't do it. He just brokered a peace deal between the two sons of Abraham that have always been at odds for the last 3,500 flipping years since Jesus walked the earth. And actually before Jesus walked the earth, because those are the sons of Abraham. I talk about it often. Ishmael, they are the Arabs, and Isaac, they are the Jews. They have been at odds for over 3,500 years. They are still at odds. Okay. He just said in this chat, not one more damn cent. And if you ain't got no bread, you ain't got no lead. No bread, no lead. Feel me on that? So you can't wage war broke. What you gonna do? Come with butter knives? No bread, no lead. So stop with the aggression. Stop pretending that you need the Tomahawk missiles for defense. No, you little fat bastard. As soon as you got your monkey ass over there, we deliver you. What, Birdman? What's up, my friend? What's up? Welcome. What's up? Y'all say hello to Birdman. That's my dog right there. As soon as he gets back over there, he's gonna go snort 2 or 3 lines off of Hooker's cracks and start a damn freaking World War III over in Eastern Europe. And President Trump will get a call. Pete Hegseth get a call, Secretary of War, at 3 a.m. because Zelensky done set off a Tomahawk missile and destroyed St. Petersburg, Russia. No, you ain't getting them. You don't know how to operate them, first of all, and you're not getting American troops. We are not sending American troops to Ukraine. What? That's not our war. President Trump has said it so many times. It's Biden's war, it's not his. Remember when every freaking Friday we would see Tony Blinken or Karine Jean-Pierre or some other moron from the Biden Harris administration telling us they were giving another, $100 million to Ukraine. It was like every Friday. Every Friday they would announce, oh, another $1 billion to Ukraine, another $50 million to Ukraine. Oh, we're giving Ukraine more equipment. Oh, we're giving Ukraine more. I got so sick of seeing that. God, I want y'all to just really look up today and just, if you don't do nothing but say thank you, Jesus, please say thank you, Jesus, because we could have been stuck with that Hindu Horus, Kamala Harris, and it would be nothing but war. Okay. And by the way, have you looked outside your window? There's no chemtrails. Yep. I'm putting my tinfoil hat on. I'm going to have to make me a tinfoil hat. There's no chemtrails. Government shutdown. No poisoning. I haven't seen chemtrails in like, how long is the shutdown? 16 days. Yeah. No chemtrails. The skies are blue and just gorgeous. And I live on a prairie, so I can see for miles and miles. I can see for miles and miles. No chemtrails, blood. I don't see no chemtrails, dog. They can't poison us. Abby said none in Texas. We're noticing it here in Colorado. No chemtrails. I know these of Colorado officials here are like, shit, they're not poisoning the people? What is going on? What's really going on out here? Shit. Anyway, back to the little fat bastard. No, you're not getting any more money. Remember, like he was going to Biden because he was keeping his secrets. And the money was being washed through the Ukrainian Laundromat LLC. Remember? Every freaking Friday. I need more money. Need more money. Need more money. More money. That little red phone with beep. And Biden be like, oh damn. Somebody get the phone. Yeah. More money. More money. I need more money. More money. Hookers are expensive. More money. Mm-hmm. Probably underage, knowing that crew and those that they keep company with. Mm-hmm. So he knew once President Trump sat in the Oval Office, he was going to be broke AF. He's not broke. He already stole billions of our tax dollars, and other oligarchs made a ton of cash because they all propped each other up. The American politicians. Hold on. I want you to remember. I want you to remember what we had to endure. Um, uh, hold on. Hold on. I want you to remember. Look at this. Look. Look. Hold on. I think I found it. Hold on. It's a long video, but I'm just going to show you the highlights of it. Hold on. Sorry, it's a commercial. Should be over in just a second. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Look at this. Look at this shit. Hold on. I'm going to remind you what we had to endure for bought properties in France. Yep. What's up, El Bigote? El Bigote. I like that. But check this out. Let me bring this in here so we can be grateful. If you don't think you got something to be grateful for, I'm going to tell you, you do. Remember this shit? Remember all this? Remember how we had to endure this every day? Look at Nancy Pelosi. Look at this. They gave this bastard an American flag. While there's, look at this. Look at this. Look at that Ukrainian flag up there. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this mess. Look at his little warm-up suit. Remember this? Remember having to see this? Look at them, all standing up. Republicans, Democrats, look at them.
All
Look
this
at this.
for our great people. Thank you so much.
Snort, snort, more money, more money. Give me more money. Thank you, El Bigote, for reposting. Thank you,
Dear
love.
Americans, in all states,
Look at this.
cities, and communities,
I wish I could make this louder. I'm going to
all
figure out
those
how to
who
do that.
value freedom and justice, who cherish it as strongly as we Ukrainians, in all our cities, in each and every family. I hope my words of respect and gratitude resonate in each American heart.
No, it doesn't.
Madam Vice President, I thank you for your efforts in helping Ukraine. Madam Speaker, you bravely visited Ukraine during the full-fledged war.
Look at this shit.
Thank you very much.
What's up, Backwoods Mama? Thank
you.
you, baby. Thank you for reposting it. Look at, I'm sick of, hold on. I've had about enough of his little fat
Right,
ass.
pre-
You see that? He is, look how a Ukrainian flag in my house, in the halls of Congress. You see that? Remember that? Remember when we had to watch that during the time that, and now look at Nancy Pelosi with her haggard old ass. She can't even walk. She has to have assistance to walk. That's what happens when your insides are rotten and you're being eaten alive from the inside out. You wretched old bitch. How dare you? Now she can't even move. This is what happens. You reap what you sow, old lady. All these decades and all the blood you have on your hands from all the wars you signed off on being the Speaker of the House. Do you see that Ukrainian flag up there with all of those signatures of members of Congress? You think they're doing that because they're so uber patriotic and they care so much about the Ukrainian people? No. It's because they were getting paid. That was before President Trump and Elon Musk and Doge, and now Russ Vought, the head of Office of Management and Budget, Scott Bessent, and the blessed Trump cabinet members who have stopped the USAID scam, and it's been completely and totally shut down. They have been funding these wars on the front end and the back end using USAID. All of these years, our tax money was going to pay for these wars, these proxy wars, these wars of aggression. And they all signed off on it. Why do you think they were all doing a standing ovation? It's because all the wire transfers hit their accounts. So they got something to cheer. We never did, because we're the American citizens who were broke, paying for their sorry asses and their wars that they waged and agreed to and stomped the yard for on our House floor. January 6th, political prisoners went to that house to petition the government for a redress of grievances. They even got a pass and an approval by the U.S. Park Service to rent the space and to have this peaceful protest. But it didn't matter, because that same old hag that you saw standing up there, who was, thank Christ, the Speaker of the House, is now being proven that she not only did not send the National Guard until much later on, but refused. And now she's weak and feeble and old and disgusting and lashing out at the intrepid reporter from the other day who works for Lindell TV, who got in her face and asked her if she was afraid that this new January 6th committee, a real one, was going to bring charges against her for abdicating her responsibilities as the Speaker of the House. What does she do with them old ass fingers, them rigor mortis ass fingers of hers? Shut up! You shut up. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too. That was good. I have to admit that was good. That was pretty darn good. That's Nancy Pelosi now. She's not in control. She has no control. She has no power. At this juncture, she's collecting a paycheck. Isn't it interesting that Congress gets paid no matter what? They can decide, Congress and Senate, they can decide they're going to shut down the government because they don't get a bunch of freebies to give to illegal aliens. But the American citizens who are affected by the government shutdown, minimally, I would surmise, there's no pay, but they still get paid. They made sure they still get paid. I call it unfair. But moving on to other things, because I have had it talking about Ukraine. Let's move on to a couple of other housekeeping items, other things that are pretty important. Here's one posted by Wall Street Apes on X. You should follow Wall Street Apes if you have not already. Very, very informative posts on the regular. Who, let me bring this in, talked about how GoFundMe caught creating over 1 million NGO pages and accepting donations without the NGOs knowing about it. Check this out. I don't know if you've seen it already, but if not, it's pretty doggone interesting.
Is looking into a new product that GoFundMe uses to solicit donations for nonprofit organizations.
Except in one local case, the organization had no idea. 7 on your side, Stephanie Sierra is live with the story tonight. Steph.
Yes, Alma and Dan, GoFundMe has created nonprofit pages for more than 1 million charities using public data. But as we learned from a local 7 on your side viewer, some of these nonprofits are unaware these pages even exist.
Dave Dornless is the treasurer for the Friends of the San Bruno Public Library and the president of the San Bruno Amateur Radio Club. Recently, he got a call from the library that left him puzzled.
One of our patrons at the library wanted to make a donation in someone's name who had passed away.
He says the person went online and found a GoFundMe page tied to the library's nonprofit and wanted to know if it was legit.
And it's something that we did not set up. We weren't sure what was going on.
Turns out GoFundMe created the page, but Dave had no clue. And he's not the only one. GoFundMe has taken upon itself to create nonprofit pages for 1.4 million 501c3 organizations using public IRS data along with information from trusted partners like the PayPal Giving Fund,
which really make it easy for nonprofit organizations to connect with our community of over 200 million on GoFundMe. And so what we were finding is people
PayPal Giving Fund.
Wait a minute.
Which
this is the this white liberal female, Krista Lamp, is going to pull the okie doke and explain to you in her, I'm sure she was alerted of this, so she's going to try to explain away why they do this and why there's no reason, no cause for alarm, and there's no reason anyone should be concerned because this is normal practice. Listen to this bitch try to explain this.
Really make it easy for nonprofit organizations to connect with our community of over 200 million on GoFundMe. And so what we were finding is people were already coming to GoFundMe to organically support nonprofit organizations.
Krista Lamp is the Senior Director of Nonprofit Communications at GoFundMe. She explains some nonprofits will claim the page, meaning the organization has full visibility over donor data, donor stewardship, branding, and how they choose to leverage their page. But according to Dave, both the library and radio club nonprofits were not claimed, leaving him frustrated GoFundMe didn't consult him first.
And the fact that they would just on their own build pages for nonprofits that they've never spoken to is a problem. I'm a believer in opt-in, not opt-out.
Based on his comments to us, is there an opportunity in the future for GoFundMe to contact these nonprofits directly prior to creating the pages?
I think the more we can communicate and speak to the nonprofits directly is always beneficial for us. We plan to do even more communication directly to nonprofits.
Why didn't you do that in the first place? So basically, she's trying to explain this away by saying, we just preemptively put up these pages using tax data that's typically public information, but it doesn't mean that you can go and grab someone else's information and just start making some sort of profit from it and to keep the money for yourself, and you never notified the party that you are supposedly representing through your third party charity collection hub. You just gonna take it upon yourself to start posting up nonprofits, collecting money, getting a percentage of every collection and every donation, and you never alerted people that you even did this? I'm sure that the Department of Justice is going to be looking into this now. And see, this is the sneaky, creepy little shit that starts. Look how this was discovered with one little organization that's probably not even 100 people has started this huge, what is going to come to be a huge scandal. Watch and see what I tell you. I'll let this crazy, psychotic female keep talking.
Dave says he struggled to find anyone to contact from GoFundMe about this, so he reached out to 7 on Your Side for help.
Only after you became involved, they contact us. They also solicit a tip of 14.5%. In other words, they say, we're doing this and we're great people and give us 14.5% to do this. which doesn't have to happen. And that's what bothers me.
When we checked, the optional tip was actually set for 16.5%. The consumer is required to move the bar to adjust accordingly.
These completely optional contributions really make it possible for us to offer.
But it's not optional, because you've created the page that people didn't even know existed. So it's you took the option away, crazy lady.
Our fundraising tools, our customer support, and really support our global team of trust and safety experts.
The tip would be in addition to a 2.2% transaction fee GoFundMe charges nonprofits, plus 30 cents per donation. That fee goes up to 2.9% for individual fundraisers.
Now, both GoFundMe pages of Dave's nonprofits have been removed from the site. Any organization can do so by clicking unpublish on the
platform. But you got to know that you're even up there. As an organization, you have to know that you're even up there. You don't even know. And now I guarantee, because now this story has gone viral, that a lot of nonprofits, especially like small ones, are going to look themselves up on GoFundMe and see, oh my gosh, I have a page and it raised like $70,000 that I was not made aware of. So I'm gonna go ahead and collect that money. Because you're using their name, right? So they can collect the money. GoFundMe, Krista. Oh God, these people, you can look at her and tell she voted for Kamala. That is just cool. They just took it upon themselves. Unreal. More. Here's a great one. Here's a great one. Let's talk about this gem. I'm going to bring this in. Aha. Headline from NBC Chicago. ICE agents detain several people at O'Hare Airport rideshare parking lot. Yeah. A home in West suburban Hanover Park was significantly damaged after after a driver veered off the road and slammed into the residence. According to Deputy Police Chief Victor DeVito, at around 10:14 a.m., sedan driving on Woodlake Drive left the roadway and crashed into the house, causing causing significant structural damage. Is this the same? Okay, so photos and videos, blah blah blah, debris. Two people were that is not the same story. That is not, what the hell? That is not the same story. That is so weird. But anyway, do they even know that they did that? That is the wrong story. Good thing that I've got the story. I first found this on Wall Street Apes, another great X account to follow. So let's listen to this, brother. I'll bring it in here in just a second, because it's very important to learn these stories when they happen so that we know that, oh yeah, during the shutdown, yeah, ICE is still working because of the big, beautiful, bodacious bill. ICE agents are still arresting illegal alien invader criminals. Check it out.
See, they just did an ICE raid at Chicago O'Hare's rideshare parking lot. Mm-hmm. Like, as an American, you can't even get gig work anymore.
That's right.
Like, think about it. You have to compete to be able to drive around other people, or you have to compete to drop off people's food.
Yep.
So they did an ICE raid, at the Chicago O'Hare parking lot, and they said it was at least 50 to 60 cars out there. And when they were done, there was only like 15. And they're saying that they're not suppressing our wages, right? So let me get this straight. They're not suppressing the wages, but you have to compete with more than double the amount of people who were supposed to be here.
Right.
And that's not even counting that you're probably going to get less per ride because there's so many people willing to do the job. Of course they're willing to do it, dude. They're getting assistance. They're not having to pay for a car. They're barely having to pay for rent. Yeah, they can take less wage per ride.
Preach.
So to sit here and say that it's not being suppressed, it's not real. You know, that's like when they said tariffs, we're going to ruin the economy. They're going to increase the price of everything. And then just nothing happened.
Right.
People who have no understanding of basic economics are out here talking every day on the news, telling us how bad it's going to be. Open your eyes, you guys. It's going to be fine.
Excellent. Excellent. My brother went over several very important points. The, what's up, Salty Boomer? What's up, my friend? How you doing, love? I'm so glad you caught me live. How you doing? Yeah, so that brother talked about the ICE raids at O'Hare Airport. I hope they do it at Denver International Airport because it's nothing but illegals from all Syria and Afghanistan and every country on planet Earth that are sitting there waiting to drive you to your house so they can rob your shit. Okay. What up, Adam? Thank you for reposting the stream, my brother. Thank you so much. I'm just on here talking shit on Jellyroll Friday. Yes, indeed. Yeah, these I have had quite a bit of personal experience with these ride shares, and I tell you, 90% of the time when I was in one of these ride shares, they were foreigners. A lot of them used their language app because they cannot read, speak, or write English. So they use the translation app while they were driving. They know red light, green light. They know stop sign. They know turn signals. Because those are very, very basic. But with complex signage, they have issues because they cannot read, write, or speak our language. This is a big reason why Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has clamped down on these H-1B visas and these CDL. Somehow these illegals have been getting CDLs and driving on our roads and causing major crashes. And a lot of them are from India. And it's so crazy that all of this has taken place. But the Uber, let's just stick with that for now. The Uber drivers, all the rideshare drivers, not all of them, but 90% of them are foreign. So American citizens, that's what that brother was saying, is that as an American citizen, you can't even get gig work. That's considered gig work. That helps Americans to bridge the gap between their paycheck and poverty, because their paycheck from their regular job doesn't pay all the bills. They still have to do either ride shares or DoorDash or Uber Eats or something else so that they can fill in those gaps just to try to make it. But you can't do that because so many of these rideshare drivers and these food delivery drivers are foreign. I've seen it for myself. I sit at breakfast and you see every few minutes these foreigners, they come in the door and they just do this with their phone. They put the phone in the face of the host or the hostess because they can't speak English. So they just come there to pick up food, which I think is really stupid with all these people in Cherry Creek, for instance, that's a higher end more affluent area outside of Denver, y'all got all these foreigners delivering food to your $10 million house. You dumb as hell. All they doing is casing your shit out. Remember all of these Chilean theft rings that have plagued this country over the last 4 years? It's not, they're not doing it as much as they were, but for a while, they were breaking into luxury homes in Beverly Hills and Calabasas in more affluent parts of the country. And a lot of the information they were getting was from their, their ride shares. They are dropping people off. Oh, that's, we gonna hit that house. They're giving the information to these people who come back. You got an Uber and come back a week later and you're on vacation and your house has been cleaned out. That has happened so many times. And the white liberals who live in these suburban enclaves and these wealthy neighborhoods wouldn't talk about it because they don't want to incriminate the ones who are truly responsible for these theft rings. Salty Boomer said, I remember those high-end robberies. That has not been happening lately because they don't want to get caught by ICE. And even robbers who are like American citizens, they know better than to break into people's houses in wealthy neighborhoods because they gonna find your ass. They gonna find you. But the foreigners didn't give a shit because they are already breaking the law just by being here. But these ride shares, they have been hogging up the gig system. The food delivery, you can't hardly find anybody who's not foreign delivering your food. So now that they're self-deporting and now that they're being deported, this opens up gig work for American citizens. And, they have to pay a fair wage. You can't just pay slave wages to your foreign illegal invaders. Uber Eats and the DoorDash and all these other companies that know they've been employing these people. How the hell? Hold on. Let me back my bus up. How have these illegal invaders, how are they able to drive Uber and Lyft? I'll tell you how. One of the ways, some of them have been getting their own accounts. Others have been going through people who are American citizens who have driver's licenses. They will give them money, but then they'll do all the work. And then they'll take part of the money from the person who is actually the account owner for Uber or Lyft. So they were making their own little third-party transactions. It went on for like the last 4 years. It's crazy. These people have been hustling us so atrociously. It really ramped up during the pandemic. Like they stole trillions of dollars from us. They were getting PPP loans in China and Brazil and Mexico and Guatemala, everywhere across the planet. They were getting taxpayer printed Federal Reserve fiat currency from us. We have to pay that shit back. Woo! Every day, thankful that the Hindu Horus did not make it into the White House. Thank you, Jesus. Glory to God. Hallelujah and amen. Oh, God. So, yeah. So now, what's going to happen is now you're going to see American citizens who are Uber and Lyft drivers, because these illegals, now there's been a big raid on O'Hare Airport in Chicago. I think they arrested like 60 illegals. How y'all got cars? Like, oh yeah, all the welfare money you've been getting. Yeah, we see you. We know. Unfreaking real, bro. Unreal. Unreal. So yeah, they got arrested at O'Hare Airport, and now that opens up 60 gig slots for American citizens in Chicago. So thank God for that. What's up, Case 1030 US? Thank you for reposting the stream, my darling. Yeah, they get free cars, free scooters, free. Don't start me down the free list, Salty Boomer. It was free everything. Matter of fact, let me tell you, I was on the phone with my daughter earlier. I know sometimes she's like, oh my God, Mom. But I have got to tell her, because we were talking about healthcare and, why healthcare is so expensive, why auto insurance is so expensive, why rent and mortgage is so expensive, is illegal foreign invaders have been hogging up the system in every aspect of our lives. And because of their very presence here and all of our resources that they have been hogging up for the last 4.5 years, it has driven the price of everything up for us. We are the ones who have had to endure this. We pay the brunt of the cost. Their very presence here has been a drain on our system. And they're pissed off doing a no brains rally tomorrow because President Trump is getting these monkeys up out of here. And that's an insult to monkeys. I love monkeys. They're so cute and hairy and stuff. They're so cute. And I love animals in general. So that's an insult to monkeys. But that's just me calling them names, and I don't give a shit. I will continue to do so. Now, we got other stuff we got to talk about before we get off of here. But to stay on that topic, I'm going to bring this one in. This is Dr. Mehmet Oz, who works for and is the head of the agency that I used to work with when I was a federal employee. So let's talk about this, because while the Democrats keep telling people that, oh, they weren't getting federal money, the illegals, or they call them non-citizens, they weren't getting federal money. Yeah, well, yeah, they were. I'll let Dr. Mehmet Oz tell you.
Just over the last few months, we have proven that there's been over $1 billion. That's a billion with a B. It's a lot of money. It's not a rounding error. $1 billion paid by U.S. taxpayers for illegal immigrants in about half a dozen states. And we're just getting started. So it's going to be significantly more money than that. Just over the last few months, we have proven that there's been over $1 billion. That's a billion with a B. It's a lot of money. It's not a rounding error. $1 billion paid by U.S. taxpayers for illegal immigrants in about half a dozen states. And we're just getting started.
Okay. So Dr. Oz, administrators for the Centers for Medicaid and Medicare and Medicaid Services, that's CMS. I had access to that system. I worked with the Department of Health and Human Services, the CDC, and yes, illegal aliens were getting Medicare and Medicaid, Medicaid for the younger ones and Medicare for those who were seniors. Yes, they were getting taxpayer funded healthcare through CMS. They were using it. They created special little, because the system has little, yes, ma'am, Salty Boomer, they got everything free. They had in the CMS system, there's a special little um, area that you have to select to give you the information. But yeah, they were receiving healthcare. It just became part of business as per usual. It wasn't before 2021, wasn't there. They created it under Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Javier Becerra when he was head of HHS to accommodate what was not there before. They had to Jimmy rig the system, as I keep saying, to accommodate for these millions of illegals, 50 million plus, who came here in 4 short years to destroy this nation and to steal all our shit. They were getting free health care. And I have to explain that to my daughter because I want to make sure that she knows the reason you can't get, the reason you have to be like your health care is, less than it could be, is because the illegals have clogged up the system. They cut in line ahead of you. They cut in line ahead of dental. They cut in line ahead. They get these surgeries. They get catastrophic illness management. They have, like if they have come here and they have chronic diseases or immunodeficiency diseases, we're paying for all their medication is free. All their healthcare is free. If they're on dialysis in their country, we're paying for it for free. Well, American citizens, you know, Adam says he pays healthcare out of pocket, as do most of us. Yes, Sherry, it's extremely infuriating. I mean, medicines, prescriptions, and I'm supposed to want them to stay here for what? To keep draining the system dry so that American citizens have to pay more. And then there's also the drain on the system that has been all these American citizens, by the way, who are ineligible for medical care, but they've been on Medicaid, because they claim mental health or something stupid like that. See, they're bogging down the system. A lot of them are going to be at the No Kings rallies tomorrow, or No Brains rally across the country, because they're on Medicaid and they can sit and play video games all day and don't have to work. And, they're able-bodied. They just claim mental disparages, and we get stuck paying the bills. I mean, I don't know. It's just like, how can they have abused us any more than they did? Can they have abused us any more than they did? And I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's talk a little bit about this. This is El Jacobi. posted this on X. I want to bring this in so you can see it. They had the debate last night in New York, and I think it's Kalashi, the betting site, has, everybody just thinks Dami is going to win. I talk about this clown a lot. One of the things he has been saying is, I never said I wanted to defund the police. This is every time that he posted on X that he wanted to defund the police. This is every time he said he wanted to defund the police. And this is several posts. Like, he never said that. He never said that. Go and follow El Jacoby, and you can see. I think I reposted this on my site so people can see. Yes, he did. And at this point, like I said last night on the live stream, he can literally say, I hate you, I hate America, and I'm going to chop all of your heads off. And these dumb liberals who will vote for him are just going to go, oh my gosh, that is just the most beautiful thing I have heard today. That is just so beautiful. He said he's going to cut my head off. And it's just, I think that's fantastic. He should not even be close in a race. Why he's even went near the primaries, what I pray is that he is already being investigated by the State Department, Senator Marco Rubio. I keep doing that. Secretary of State Marco Rubio and the Department of Justice. I pray they're already investigating this clown for, if nothing else, for his ties to the Muslim Brotherhood. They have him on visiting Obama's residence. Was it to discuss the Muslim Brotherhood or something to that effect? It had something to do with the Muslim Brotherhood. Oh, that's what it was. It may have been Tony Saruga on X, who does a fantastic job of tracking individuals who have very ill intentions for America, and he grabs their geo fencing and their mobile phone data. And members of the Muslim Brotherhood and Muhammad were at Obama's place and at the same time. So nope, Islam does not belong in our country. Why are we even talking about this shit? Don't people remember President Trump's poem, The Snake? You knew I was a snake when you took me in. Don't say nothing when he cutting off heads. Don't say nothing. Don't say we didn't warn you. There was a video, or this one is this is one I saw earlier, posted by, I have no idea why it has not had millions of views, but I'm putting it on blast now. I'm bringing this in because this is, hold on, this is uber important. Look at this shit. Tony Saruga on X. If you don't follow him, you should. He posts very pertinent information about things that are going on. And he found there are currently over 4,000 4,000 criminal illegal invaders employed as police officers and sheriff's deputies in Illinois, California, Texas, New York, Washington, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Georgia, New Orleans, and Wisconsin. Look at this shit. In January 2023, he shared the fact that criminal illegal invaders would be allowed to become police officers. It's happening in dozens of states. This is insane. So these individuals who are illegal alien invaders, get a gun and a badge? They're not citizens, but they get jurisdiction and power over you and all of us. How is this happening? How the flip is this happening? Wow. Interesting. I'm not going to go into too many more stories, but because there's so much. Oh my God, there's so much. There's so much that I want to talk about, but dude, we'll be here all night. So I've had you for over an hour, and God bless you. I appreciate you so very much. But you know what? May as well bring this one in on a Jellyroll Friday, so we can continue to see what a dumbass. Oh, hold on, because I want this to be right. Let me bring this in so we can see what a dumbass individuals like this who support Mamdani really are.
Rivers in rural areas were on fire because of corporations poisoning the people who lived in those areas. Poor middle-class communities getting poisoned and dumped on by corporations like Deloitte and 3M, pouring chemicals into these places. And they want to call it a Democratic priority.
That's funny. But Deloitte is an accounting firm, you dumb bitch. Deloitte is an accounting firm. This was Sandy Cortez at a town hall the other night with Bernie Sanders, and she is on, this is on the Communist Nonsense Network, and she's talking and blabbering and yammering on about chemicals in the water. She's pretending that she gives a shit about American citizens, and she doesn't. And neither does Bernie Sanders. These are both very rich socialists. She has a swanky $5,000 a month apartment in DC that you and I pay for. You're welcome, ho. And she, probably has other homes elsewhere. Bernie Sanders has 3 homes, but for some reason, they're always talking about communism and socialism. Sherry said, we have the most worthless governor in Wisconsin. Oh, no, honey. Oh, no. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me put my 2 cents in it, girl. You have not, I know you think you do, but you have not seen worthless. Hold on. hold on, my darling. I'm gonna have to go ahead and let you know that when you want to talk about a worthless governor, I'm gonna have to hook you up. Hold on. Hold on. I do not see hold on. No, that's not it. I'm trying to find the video of the governor, so-called governor of Colorado, and his little Bad Bunny video. Um, Damn it. This should be easy. It was one of the most stupid videos. Hold on. I know where to find it. Hold on. Sorry. Hold please. Let me see if it'll let me do this. No, it won't. It'll let me look at videos, but I have to find that video. But it's the governor of Colorado supposedly oh, this might be it. Oh my God. Look at this shit. I think this is it. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold up. Yeah, no, you don't. Okay. Let me bring this in. Thank you for your patience. Thank you. Because this is worth the wait. You talk about a goof. You talk about a moron. Yeah, share the same thing here. That's why this squishy mess is fighting so hard to keep the money flowing for illegals. Look at this dumb shit. You want to talk about a stupid governor? Look at this shit.
Debí tirar más fotos de cuando te tuve. Debí darte más besos y abrazos las veces que pude.
Estoy practicando las canciones del Bad Bunny para el medio tiempo del Super Bowl.
I can't do a second time. I feel dumb for even looking at that. On those Capitol steps, they must have moved all the fentanyl zombies to another part of downtown to make that video, because there's usually fentanyl zombies on the Denver Capitol steps. Just so we're all clear. She's like, oh my God, you win. Girl, that big squishy mess. He thinks he's going to be president. He thinks he is going to be president. He is trying to appear to be centrist because he thinks he's going to be president someday, and he never will be. It's very strange who keeps telling him this. Let me see something else real quick, because there's been so much that it's hard to let me see. No, that's not it. Hold on. I know where to find it. I was thinking of a story that happened a little while ago. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, because of this moron and because of these slap idiots in Colorado, this is what's happening. And what's up, Jar65? Thank you, brother, for reposting the stream. Brother or sister, I can't see you. Thank you and God bless you. Check this out. I wanted to talk about this a while ago, but there's been so much news and I wasn't able to stream before, but I'm talking about this now. This is going to very this is going to be very impactful to Colorado and to the local economy. And if this dumb, squishy dude that you just saw walking on the Capitol steps would have handled business properly and would have been a reliable partner with President Trump, Space Force would have been able to stay in Colorado. But because he's such a piece of absolute monkey shit, and him and everybody around him, including this attorney general, so-called Phil Weiser, who probably, I think he sued the Trump administration for taking Space Command out of Aurora, Colorado. Bitch, it does not matter what you do. You're going to lose every single case. This, of course, Secretary of State Jenna Griswold, who threw Tina Peters in prison, never going to stop talking about that fat bitch. Let's talk about this, though. Space Command's departure from Colorado will cost the state hundreds of jobs and millions of dollars. This was from the 2nd of September, 2025. President Trump announced Tuesday, this is CBS News, I do believe. President Trump announced Tuesday he is moving U.S. Space Command headquarters from Colorado Springs to Huntsville, Alabama. Oh yeah, Huntsville, and Alabama is a red state run by sane American citizens. Quote, they fought very hard to get it, and it's an honor to give it to Huntsville. Trump said in announcing the move, which caps a 4-year turf war between Alabama and Colorado. So this has been going on for a while. When President Trump was in office before, the president signed an executive order in 2018 reestablishing Space Force. It became a standalone command in 2019, and Colorado Springs was named the temporary home. It was not going to be permanent because Colorado was run by the same moron that it's being run into the ground to by just today. In January of 2021, in his final days in office, Trump announced Alabama would be the new home. Built in 2023, Biden reversed that decision. But in 2023, of course he did, but it doesn't matter because the Shady Pines resident is no longer anywhere near the White House, thank Christ. Jared Polis says Space Command became fully operational in December. According to the Denver Metro Chamber of Commerce, it employs about 1,400 people and has $1 billion economic impact in the state. Oh, that's quite a shame, you son of a bitch. Why don't you reach out to Claudia Sheinbaum, who's the president down there in Mexico, who allowed 50 million illegal fucking aliens to come to this state, and see if she can give you some of her cartel money to make up the $2 billion deficit that we're facing right now in Colorado that y'all keep trying to find money for, but you can't plug up all the holes because you're a dumbass and you shouldn't even run a lemonade stand, much less a damn state. The governor and Colorado's congressional delegation say moving the headquarters weakens national security. No, the fuck it doesn't. It strengthens it, because Colorado clearly has a national security lack, because you invited and coddled and let in hundreds of thousands of illegal foreign national invaders. Everybody's head chopped off. Moving the headquarters weakens national security and wastes taxpayer money. No, it doesn't. It's going to increase national security, because Alabama ain't tolerating the bullshit that Colorado did. But the Air Force, which chose Alabama, the Air Force chose Alabama. The Air Force chose Alabama. I repeat, the Air Force chose Alabama as the preferred location in 2021. Projected it would cost $429 million less than Colorado to build Space Command in Alabama. They are right. The cost of living out here is 3 times what it is or more in Alabama. They could build it for less on time. And let me not even get into the fucking restrictions in this state that make it damn near impossible to live here, because everything is so overregulated that you cannot even breathe without a damn regulation. That get in touch with some office to see if you are on code. Let me tell you something. I am experiencing that literally right now. I cannot find anybody to install a hot water fucking heater in my house. This is the most stupid thing I have. I can't even believe things have gotten this stupid. Nobody wants to deal with the over regulations. I have called 20 companies, the plumbing and heating. Doesn't matter. They don't care. They don't even want to touch. Nope. I don't want to have nothing to do with it because of all the regulations in Colorado. So yeah, it's going to be more fiscally responsible. Sherry, I will talk offline. It's going to be more fiscally responsible to have the Space Force built and operational in Alabama. The governor of Alabama is more in line with the president's agenda. That Alabama as a state is openly not like Colorado is openly hostile to America First agenda, because they're illegal foreign invader first agenda. That's all they care about is their precious holy illegals. They don't care about American citizens. So Alabama is going to be the best choice. Salty Boomer, you did yours. Mine is liquid propane, and it's I guess it's complicated. I'm not going to try it, but it just proves my point that the over regulations in this state is just like California, because everything California does, Colorado is not long to follow. Same. So President Trump, I commend him on that. And there was a lot of pushback, and this dumb attorney general, hold on, I'm going to turn the light on. Sorry. This dumb attorney general thinks he's going to win a court case to keep Space Force against their will in Colorado so that they can keep clocking lots of dollars to pay for the illegal alien invaders that are still left here that they need to try to steal more elections. Yeah, we'll talk about this at greater length another time, but it's getting close. to an hour and 30 minutes. You guys, I have kept you long enough. Now I gotta go eat. I put mint in my water, by the way. That's why I'm chewing. It's good for you, by the way. Um, fresh lemons, and fresh mint in your water, high in antioxidants. It fights, helps to fight the little bugs, and it helps your intestinal tract. I'm very health conscious, so yeah. Anyway, God bless you guys. I just love you and appreciate you so very much. We absolutely cannot end this show without this beautiful gem right here. Absolutely cannot end the show without this. And this is why we fight. And this is what we voted for. Praise the Lord, glory to God, hallelujah and amen. We have the president who is fighting on our behalf. And some reporter asked the president about the recent strike on a Venezuelan submarine because, of course, they feel sorry for the fucking cartels who keep bringing drugs into this country to kill more Americans with their nasty fentanyl. And President Trump ordered that they blow another Venezuelan submarine out of the water so these bastards get the message and stop sending their drug boats and drug submarines into this country to poison American citizens. He's had it. I've had it, and we've had it. Keep your garbage out of here. You're not getting no more of our money. And this is what I voted for, right here.
Maduro offered everything in his country, all the natural resources. He even recorded a message to you in English recently, offering mediation. What should we do in order to stop that?
He has offered everything. He's offered everything. You're right. You know why? Because he doesn't want to fuck around with the United States. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Oh, shit. I might have to play that again. I voted for that. I did not vote for the Shady Pines resident falling asleep, falling down the steps, falling up the steps, falling out of planes. I did not vote for that. I did not vote for the Hindu Horus with the knee pad addiction, trotting around, stealing my money and doing absolutely nothing for me. I voted for this. Once again, one more again, let the mic drop commence.
Maduro offered everything in his country, all the natural resources. He even recorded a message to you in English recently, offering mediation. What should we do in order to stop that?
He has offered everything. He's offered everything. You're right. You know why? Because he doesn't want to fuck around with the United States. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Fuck around and find out. Because that's MAGA. I voted for that. Did you vote for that? I voted for that. I love that so much. He ain't nobody to play with. He ain't nobody to mess with. Y'all motherfuckers didn't do nothing but make him stronger and more pissed the hell off. You tried to take him off this earth 3 different times. One time on his own damn golf field, his own golf course. You tried to take him out. You ain't do nothing but piss him off. And you thought he wasn't going to come back 1,000 times stronger and make your life a living hell? You think he gives a shite about what you Democrats think? You think we give a shite about you, Timu Obama, standing up there talking shit about Caroline Levitt? Ain't nothing wrong with her. Ain't nothing wrong with her. Our press secretary is the bomb.com. Caroline Levitt knows what she's doing. She doesn't have to make up word salads like that imposter, that tether known as Karine Jean-Pierre. She is the reason why my ex name is what it is, because I'm the real deal Holyfield. I'm the real Karen Jean. She is an imposter. She's a fake. She's a tether. She's nobody. She's nothing. You're nothing. You tried to take the man out, and you thought that when he had control again, he wasn't going to make you sleep less and less at night. It ain't enough ambience. It ain't enough Zoloft. It ain't enough alcohol. It ain't enough vodka. It ain't enough sleep aids. It ain't enough nothing that will help you people sleep. The list of indictments is growing by the day. We'll talk about it next week, but I hear Dirty Smitty is next. We all know Dirty Smitty, Jack Smith. Another one who tried to take the president off the board by throwing him in prison for 700 years. That's another thing. You tried to throw him in prison. You tried to throw his children in prison. You rumbled through his wife's panty drawers and sold her drawers on eBay. Yeah. Woo! You better be. He's actually calm. Yes, he is going scorched earth on them. He's going scorched earth. And there's nothing that they can do about it. Hold on. I think this is appropriate. For this moment, I think this is more than appropriate for this moment. And we're going to just kind of wrap the show up with this. Let's bring it in. Because this is our president right now. And I love it.
That's Virgil with the women. He's mine.
All aboard! Hey, Maddie, where's Wyatt? Right behind you, Stillwell.
All right, Clanton. You called down the thunder, well, now you got it. You see that? It says United States Marshal.
Wyatt, please don't kill me. Please. Take a good look at him, Mike, because that's how you're gonna end up.
The Cowboys are finished, you understand me? I see a red sash, I kill the man wearing it. So run, you cur.
Run! Tell all the other curs the law's coming! You tell them I'm coming! And hell's coming with me, you hear? Hell's coming with me!
Oh, that there is a beautiful thing. That is one of my favorite movies. That is Tombstone. Freaking amazing. That's the president right now. You should have left him alone, Democrats. You should have left him alone. tried to tell you. Actually, no, we didn't. So just deal with it. Anyway, God bless you. God bless you. And we'll just see you back Monday. Have a blessed weekend. Pray for each other. Pray for your our wonderful president. I sleep better at night now. Real talk. The whole time that Biden and Harris were squatting in the White House, I was always afraid. Because they were just dragnet. We now find out all of the ways that they were sweeping up information about people who bought firearms, parents at school board meetings, grandparents, people just concerned about their children and what they were being taught. The Lois Lerner style IRS attacks against American citizens. They were doing it during the Biden administration. Of course, those who attended January 6th, I didn't want to stay in my house because I was afraid they were going to kick my freaking door in at 4 a.m. and drag me outside, and nobody would know because I don't live in the city. I literally sleep better at night now because those devils, those demon-possessed, disgusting parasites who serve Satan have no power. We all have something to be very, very grateful to God for. So remember, sometime this weekend, spend some time with the Lord. Yes, ma'am, Miss Sherry. We are blessed. We are truly blessed that we got a time of reprieve. It's a republic if you can keep it. If you can. God bless you. Enjoy your weekend, man. Enjoy your weekend. Peace out.